a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, everyone, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, December 7th, a date which will live in infamy, possibly for some teams, including one in the college football playoff, who's going to get left out when the committee makes their announcement today at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific. Will it be the Alabama Crimson Tide? Will it be the Miami Hurricanes? Will it be the Notre Dame Fighting Irish? One of these teams and their fan base are going to be very upset when they're left out of the college football playoff today in regards for what happened last night with Duke and Virginia and the win by the Blue Devils. They were the better team out there. They really drubbed them there yesterday as UVA gets the win over Duke, putting James Madison into likely the 12-team playoff bracket. Could they possibly leave one of these very, very popular teams out of the playoff in exchange for what we saw yesterday? It's not just a ACC champion Duke that isn't very happy. They think they should be in. They won a major conference, but with Alabama losing to Georgia, the committee will just be how far to drop the Crimson Tide. And the focus will be on those teams. I say noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. I mean, before the NFL, we'll know the teams in the college football playoff. What a night yesterday with our games. Our 5 games have made big-time impact in the college football playoff committee's mind, with Georgia rocking Alabama. No match for Georgia. Alabama couldn't get any offense going. Alabama just ran the ball 16 times for -3 yards. Why would they be in the college football playoff? But just the second win for Georgia in the last 12 games over Alabama, who's now on the bubble in the college football 12-team playoff. Meanwhile, Indiana 13-10 over Ohio State. Buckeyes shank a 27-yard field goal with 2:48 left. Indiana wins their first league title since the year before I was born, 1967. Ohio State ran the ball 26 times for just 58 yards. A lot of pressure on Julian Say, and he really couldn't get the ball enough to those great receivers. So Indiana will be number one, as it turns out, and it'll be Ohio State having to chase them down a little bit. Could we really see the end of conference title games here? There's just too much money involved, right? It doesn't make sense to have these games if they're going to keep costing the good teams. I say the good teams, the big teams, the ones they want in there, a chance to make the college football playoff. Duke won the game over Virginia 27-20 in overtime, and now the ACC is not even going to have a team in there because Duke is 8-5. Duke scored a touchdown in overtime on that fourth down pass play. Virginia scored 10 points in the last minute, or in the last 4 minutes to force the overtime, but Duke wins over Virginia impressively. Also, Texas Tech did rock BYU 34-7. BYU drove 90 yards on a TD for the first points of the game, and that was it. And Texas Tech dominated from there, and they'll get a first-round bye in the playoff. And in the MAC title game, where it felt a little more wholesome, Western Michigan beat Miami of Ohio. Broncos had a 67-yard touchdown run just a minute after the game set the tone, and they ran the ball 286 yards. Maybe they should be in there. Probably not. But they went 9-3-1 against the spread this year. They were a moneymaker. Say hello to everyone in the chat. Let me get you some steam to start the day off, huh? Iona and Sacred Heart. Taking some steam here right now to the over in the matchup between Iona and Sacred Heart. We have already seen the steam come in on Iona here to make them a favorite, and we'll get you the move here right now. Iona and Sacred Heart. It is up to
final
166.5 on that widely reported steam here right now. And also, Iona did take the steam in that game. They are currently a 1.5 or 2 point favorite, actually, in that matchup with Sacred Heart. Hello to the chat. Who's here? Who's ready? NFL Sunday. We'll learn more also with the matchups in the NFL. Crip Keys here today. He likes the Chiefs as his play of the day. M the Great. Good morning to M the Great. Cash Kane here. Bobby Mack ready to go. We're watching Formula One right now and coming down to the finish. Just one lap to go here in Abu Dhabi. Max in the lead. Robert had those Hoosiers. If Alabama gets in, the whole thing's a farce. It's already a farce, New. Come on, we know this. Georgia first half under for Cash Kane. Look, I was on Alabama just because, I have them to win the playoffs. So I guess I needed them to get in. I had them from the beginning of the season. I'm not taking Alabama, and of course, now, but maybe I was just holding on that ticket. Shouldn't do that. I mean, that's why at halftime, I was backstage with the guys. We got to take Alabama's team total under. They're not scoring anything. They did score 7 points, but I don't like to do that publicly. Just feels like a bad thing to put yourself in a spot to get cited pretty much. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. You can win more picks from me here when you subscribe to winnable.com/Ramon. I'll have picks today. I've already got some out there for the action here on Sundays. Check me out. I don't know, maybe I don't, but we will, especially with a lot of great college basketball today, NBA, NHL. So join me over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. This is how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. We had a great time last night with the UFC card. Man, that was too bad about Pantoja getting that fractured elbow. Van gets the win. It's part of the game. It was Van that kind of lifted him up and made it made it so he had to put his arm out, and he dislocated his elbow. Kind of was a bummer for that co-main event. We did have some other winners on the card, and of course, Peter Yan with the upset over Merab Dvalishvili, ending his 14-fight winning streak and taking the belt from Merab, who got beat up. He went toe-to-toe with Jan, and that wasn't the right strategy for him because he got punched in the face, and Jan wins. Thank you for joining us if you did there yesterday with the guys. Had a good time here on the Sports Money Network. All right, so there's Norris. He's in third. He's going to be the world champion here. It's just I might be a little behind you guys. So Norris will be the champ. Max will get the win, and that's it from Abu Dhabi. Oh, exciting. Piastri got second, by the way, here. Let's see what else is in the chat. We get ready to go. I'm kind of watching the race just come to an end here. And been watching the race here. Okay, Blake. Hello to Blake. All right. If the Big Ten game was the only one where the seats were filled, right? The Big Ten, they know how to pack them in there. But I just say it like that because how many times can we keep having all you're doing is giving your chance more of a chance for an upset, right? In these conference championship games. Chosen One had some winners in there as well. And there's Chosen One giving us his plays already here for the football today. What a day it's going to be. A great schedule of early games. The late game, you got the switcheroo between Chicago and Green Bay. Move them to the late window. But the other two games are crummy. I know it's going to be the big game, so that's fine. But, man, we got an octo box here early. And then what if it's a blowout in the Bears and Packers game somehow? It probably won't be. Chosen One's got some plays here. We'll preview the Kansas-Missouri game, but Chosen One's already given us the total. I might have to go to the side. And, Max didn't stop. Right, good point there, Robert. All right, so Lando Norris, he becomes the 11th British Formula One champion. Some of the greats. You think about the greats, right? From Lewis Hamilton, Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell. Think of all the greats from England. I'm sure there's more. I'm just thinking of the recent ones.
Final.
And watching some English Premier League as well this morning. But we got to get rolling for the show here and preview the NFL. We've also got plenty of NBA, big NHL card, and I picked out a few college basketball games today. We had some good results yesterday in college basketball, some big games, right? Illinois over Tennessee, 75-62. Tennessee led by just 2 at halftime. Tennessee's lost 3 straight after that 7-0 start. If you catch the New Hampshire game over Boston U, one of the games of the day, New Hampshire won it in overtime. Boston U led by 25 with 10.5 to go, and New Hampshire came back. Oral over Montana State, 72-68. Auburn late, if you missed it, got rocked by Arizona, 97-68. Arizona 8-0 with 4 top 40 wins. All right, let's get it rolling, though, here right now. I think we can. Despite a big day there, a lot of games in college basketball, we got to get rolling on the show, it feels like here. So get your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready and get ready to talk some NFL with us here. Also, hey, gang, there will be no live coverage today of the betting blitz, but we do have the betting blitz. Hey, if you don't want to hear me talk about the games right now, the betting blitz is available right here on the Sports Money Network with Mike and Sharky, pre-recorded this week. So you can get more NFL preview after I'm done, or you can go over there and check it out right now. Don't forget, we got betting blitz with Mike and Sharky here on the channel, ready and available right now underneath the videos tab. All right, man, Gooey's got some of his favorite plays of the season. Maybe we should start talking about the games. We've got enough of them here. 12-pack of games in the NFL with the with the Octo Box early here. So let's get rolling over there. We'll have steam. That'll be our, some of our college basketball coverage. I'll be sure to preempt the proceedings here right now with that. Okay, gang. Great celebration, great scenes here with the Formula One World Championships. All right, now I want to hear from you in the chat with your plays and your opinions, your information for me. Help you give the best information to our viewers by being a chat all-star. You can comment on the plays, you can put stats in there, information, your picks as well. Let's get going. The early game, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but there is also some little bit rough around the edges, if you know what I mean, on this part of this early card here. Duke says Bison had some struggles there yesterday. I was up and down on these games here. We lost with Mercer there in the VIP, but we did have winners here yesterday in the college football playoff with Montana rocking South Dakota. Montana's my pick, by the way, to win the college football FCS championship. Montana State, bizarre. They didn't come close to covering 28, and the running back of Montana State, did you see him just have a meltdown? He wanted to fight his own coach at the end of the game. And I mean, it's not one of those incidents where, maybe the two had a little, maybe like Andy Reid and Travis Kelce, where they actually love each other. I mean, this running back couldn't back down, wanted to fight his coach all the way across the field. But we did see the results there yesterday. Also, late night, Davis did rock Rhode Island, if you missed it, for the 8th and final game there on Saturday. Let's get to it. We can talk about stuff as we go along here from a busy Saturday in college football. Let me get the tweet deck going here. Crashed the tweet deck already. And Gooey said, I had UC Davis there late. All right, here we get going here with our NFL card today. And like I said, we'll go over these games in rotation order. So the first few games will be kind of ugly, actually. Let's get started here with, the Commanders are going to take on the Vikings here on Sunday. And, the Commanders are the favorite. When last seen, or at least earlier in the week, the Vikings were the favorite. But it shifted. Hey, Gonzaga's taking some steam. Yeah, I guess they can steam the Zags here. They were minus 44 against North Florida today, but right now, even Gonzaga is taking the steam, up from 44 here on Sunday to 47. Why not put another three-pointer up there? Because Gonzaga is going to look to beat poor North Florida Ospreys by 50 points or something. So it's up to 47 here at the Sharp Books. It opened 44. Clearly just went up here over the last few minutes as obviously some money got poured into Gonzaga here already, at least with these lower limits. Some sharp money. That's how it works. And they're up to 47. Okay. Well, the Washington Commanders are on the road here taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And the Commanders are now the 1-point favorite. Maybe just based on, I think, mostly the status of Jaden Daniels coming in here as the starting quarterback here today up against J.J. McCarthy. And look, I love both these. I love Daniels. McCarthy, I'm actually still giving him a chance here, but my patience is waning. Still, he's going to get plenty more time, much more time to get it together with the Vikings. Just right now, it's not quite working out. He's still a little bit behind the curve. Remember, I mean, here's a guy who's going to basically start his first season here now despite being in the league a couple of years. And the injuries sidetracked him. I get it. He's had a few moments of brilliance. Feels like he is a little bit quick to deliver poor passes, but nonetheless, Jaden Daniels been there, done that. Disappointing season certainly here for the Commanders, not doing what they were expected to do. And again, you lost Daniels here. Hey, I stand corrected. I thought that they'd be able to have a pretty decent season. They weren't going to replicate last season, but they're 3-9 right now. Actually, Minnesota has the better record coming in at 4-8. Washington has a big time losing streak here right now, having lost 7 in a row and gone 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games. The Commanders have allowed over 350 yards in 9 of 10 games. It hasn't been just the offense. The defense has been pretty bad too. But against this Vikings team, can the Vikings really get enough offense together? Considering you do have these good quarterbacks, young quarterbacks back here, maybe they can get it rolling a little bit against each other. Commanders have, poor defense right now. Maybe Minnesota's had a little bit better defense, but Washington just 16-25 in their last 41 games against the spread, coming in off of a loss. The Vikings have lost 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. Imagine that. This would have looked like a good game before the start of the season. So we'll see. Look, they probably should go to Wolford at quarterback, but, it's going to be J.J. McCarthy here today, and that's probably the right call. Got to keep trying to work him here and get him used to the game because they're not going anywhere. But Vikings 5-7 against the spread. Last 12 as a home favorite. 18-12 last 20 ATS, coming in off of a loss. They're very, very poor on third down. Vikings have won 7 of their last 9 in the series between these two teams. Washington just 1-3, but 2-2 against the spread. Last 4 visits to Minneapolis. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Is Washington's defense just bad enough to let the Vikings kind of find their way and get a victory here on Sunday? Or is Jaden Daniels that much better right now than J.J. McCarthy that he will make the difference in the game today? Or will it be some of these other players as well? I'll go to the chat, see what you have here with the game between the Commanders and the Vikings. Here we go, chat. D-Money's there in the chat. Cash Kane is on the Commanders. There's Justin having a great month of picks. Man, Justin's been hot. Nuke says here, what is he saying? 47 points of that Gonzaga game. Hey, AUOD, thank you very much for the dono and the appreciation of our channel. Always appreciate you. Justin says he's got the over in this one. He does like these quarterbacks maybe to come back. And, as bad as this Commanders defense has been, right, maybe even J.J. McCarthy gets something going against these guys because that's how poor the Commanders. That's really been the bugaboo. You look at these points, right, and how many points they're giving up. And, they've lost 8 times, giving up 24 or more points so far this season. We need more bells and whistles. We got them ready here. We got the bells and whistles ready, AOD. But you know what? It's Sunday, and it's already been kind of a lot of moves in a way. But I'm keeping my eye on them here. And I'm keeping my eye on the latest injury information here on Sunday. Try to keep you abreast as we start to get some actives here. All right. Robert's on the Vikings on the money line. Power Critter liking the Commanders here. AOD says this is the 1-800-GAMBLER game, but just wait. Commanders here for Blake. Commanders desperate for a win, says AOD. Or are they actually tanking right now? of the Commanders, right? Usually they had the tankathon go, for the teams looking to be get a quarterback, right? And we know that's not the case for Washington. They've got their man. Lipscomb is getting steamed, everybody, in their matchup with Alabama A&M. Lipscomb was a 9-point favorite, but they're getting steamed right now up here to 10 or 10.5. Lipscomb taking the steam here on the morning steam show. Plus Washington at 3-9. You got so many bad teams this year. That's the kind of thing about it. Parity always rules, right? In the NFL, kind of. And maybe at the top there is parity because we don't really know who's going to win the Super Bowl or one dominant team here right now, right? But at the bottom with these teams that have 1, 2, or 3 wins, that's pretty bad. Tennessee, Giants, New Orleans, Vegas, Cleveland, Washington, the Jets, and Arizona. Let's see who else is going to chime away here in the chat. Hey, I want to say hello to Jared Hollinger in the chat. He's got both teams to get 15 points today at 2-1. Thank you. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you joining the chat. All-Stars today. Nuke's got the Commanders. And that might be it from the crew. I mean, because this is such a crummy game that you guys are not thrilled about this one. So, hey, I got to make my call here. And I'm just going to think that maybe, look, the Vikings have, if you think about it, they have more weapons, would you say? More chances with their offense, right? For Daniels, what is he really looking at with McLaurin, Samuel, Ertz? That seems like a pretty good situation, actually. And could the Vikings in their matchup with this bad Commanders defense, it should be all systems go for most offenses, right? With McCarthy and the bad run defense too. Aaron Jones in there, Mason today. But the passing game with Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson too. But I'm going to go with the Vikings at home in this one. Look, I think Daniels is great. Maybe the Vikings have just been a little bit better, and maybe the Commanders are just that home team right now. And as far as putting forth a good performance, it's been a pretty bad streak here at this point. I'm on the Vikings here on Sunday. And let's hear from you guys. That should be it, I guess, on this one. Anyways, Commanders 1-4 ATS on the road this season. Meanwhile, Minnesota 1-4 ATS at home. What are you going to do between these two? Washington 1-6 ATS last 7. They're also 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against Minnesota. Here, 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone over. All right, nothing else from you guys. I'll move on to next up. Well, if you can't call 1-800-GAMBLER for this one or the last one, how are you going to call it for this one? Between the Dolphins and the Jets here today. Dolphins come in, maybe because the Dolphins will at least have 5 wins against the Jets here, and the Jets come in with a record of 3-5. Dolphins have actually won 3 straight here. They're the team that's kind of resurgent, believe it or not. Still just 2-3 against the spread as a road favorite here, or on the road and as a road favorite, also 2-3 ATS Jets. 7-3 ATS as an underdog, getting the points here at home today. Jets have gone over in 4 of 6 home games coming in. It will be Ty God in there today for the Jets and for Miami, of course, with Tua. The Dolphins actually own the Jets even when coming in here to New York. We talk about, get up there, it's cold, but Tua's faced this one before a little bit. We know that every time he goes in there, it's another piece of experience for Tua. Still, we think of them and the Dolphins in general when going into these cold weather cities, but Tua's found a way, at least against the Jets, right? They've owned this series. The Dolphins beat the Jets at home 27-21 in a week 4 meeting, covering 2.5. Miami's won 10 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams. They've split their last 8 here. The overs come in 5 of the last 6 in the series. Miami's won, as I said, the 3 straight games. They had a 1-6 start. And, when the defense shows up, Tua can usually put up enough points for them to get home, as we saw against poor teams recently. New Orleans, they beat them 21-17 last week. They didn't get the money, though. They did beat Washington. Of course, they beat Buffalo at home. They did lose to the Ravens. And they beat the Falcons on the road, too. Might be a comparable result, although in the controlled environment, maybe Tua is going to be a little bit better against Atlanta. And to be fair, Jets played Atlanta last week and did beat them at home 27-24 as a dog, right? Jets also lost to Baltimore. They lost to New England. Tough games here. Dolphins are 3-8 against the spread, last 11, coming off a win, 13-6 against the spread, last 19 division road games. Jets come in here 12-17 against the spread, last 29 as a home underdog, 7-15 against the spread, last 23 off of a win, 5-8 ATS, last 13 East Division home games. So now I'm on the Dolphins here in this one. A little bit sketchy here, having to lay a few points here. That might be enough for the Jets, but I'm going to take the Dolphins. Tua just usually gets enough done here, it feels like, in the matchup against the Jets right now. And, looking at who the Dolphins will have out there on offense today, it feels a little bit more solid to me than this Jets unit, right? With Achane, with Waddle, Malik Washington also starting to pick it up here, Darren Waller. Meanwhile, for the Jets and Ty God, going to have to rely probably on Breece Hall to have a good game. But the receiving core definitely thin, so thin that A.D. Mitchell looks like one of the best plays on the board today for the Jets because of Taylor hooking up with him so many times last week, and there were 12 targets. The Dolphins can be a little bit stingy with pass defense. I think that also might be the key to put me on the Dolphins here. But A.D. Mitchell is someone I think you're going to want to look at to have possibly a big day, at least with receptions here of the Jets. Since he's come over, feels like a pretty good rapport with Ty God last week. 12 targets, 8 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown for Mitchell. So we'll see. Dolphins can, like I said, they can have a stingy pass defense, but with the other receivers, John Mechie, Isaiah Williams, Taylor at tight end maybe here, but anyways, 41 degrees in New York. I'm going to take the Dolphins. I think that'll be enough.
Halftime.
Let's see what you guys have in the chat here in this one. And let's see. Greg said the Vikings back in that last game. Good morning to Greg. And there it is. Look at this. Justin already on Mitchell here. Got to be the top play of the day of the game anyway. I know I said of the day. I mean it, but let's see here. Billy Siegfried in the chat talking about the Hoosiers. He says get rid of Alabama and Ohio State. Well, you can get rid of Alabama, maybe. Maybe Alabama is going to be on the outside looking in, huh? But the other possibility when you talk about the teams that are still alive a little bit. Remember the committee? I mean, they're just taking their own pulse, if you will, right? So maybe if you're thinking about which coaches deserve it or which coaches are what they're doing, right? Cascade on Miami here. Blake says go under. And Bill, they couldn't even score at all. Greg says he's got it here, a 4-point win for Miami. That would be a cover. Robert likes the over in this one. I think so, too. I think Tua and these weapons a little bit. Dolphins going to smack them, says Gooey. Jets are so bad, aren't they, man? What a disaster this franchise is. Wrong team favored in the Houston game. Jets are planning for vacation. These guys don't care. Yeah, and the old 2.5, a little bit dangerous, huh? All right, Houston's click. Okay, Gooey's talking about the night game here. Yeah, I didn't even see it, Justin, until I went to the chat. So there's no doubt. And I know it's not a big secret. I mean, he is a popular storyline among the top guys in the fantasy world too, right? But you just can't ignore the volume here and the rapport that they had.
Final.
Billy talking about the win there. Hey, we did have that winner last night, right, with Dallas. So, all right. Chiefs not losing too, says Cash Kane. You guys are all right. There's Greg. Give him a subscription. I got you, Greg. Didn't I give you the subscription yet? Did you get over there to winnable.com? Okay. Jets are better than the Titans. Justin and I are going to click on it today for sure. I'm going to have some props tonight. I know that. Greg, you do such a great job, man. I'll give you the subscription without winning, but I think you already won. So, all right. I know I'm mumbling my words a little bit. It's a pretty late night last night with that main event going there all the way. And let's see here. Gooey wants everyone to win. Tariq made it. He's probably looking wide awake, spry, and ready to go. I can barely keep my eyes open here at this point. But maybe probably because I probably got up too early to watch the Formula One. Okay. I'll move on. I'm going to be on the Dolphins here. Jets are, somewhat popular. I got one more ugly game, but at least it's got a storyline, right? When you got the Titans taking on the Browns today with the matchup between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Look, here's the thing about Sanders, right? I mean, I'm rooting for him as hard as anybody, but fifth round draft picks at the quarterback position just doesn't work, doesn't happen. Maybe this is a special case. I think the story, though, in this game probably isn't so much Shedeur Sanders. It is Shedeur Sanders. I mean, with Ward and Shedeur in this game in the cold and a low total, right? We know how it's going to go. But also the Cleveland defense, when you got a record-setting situation here, and a quarterback that gets sacked the most in the league, you got to think that you could have a multiple sack game, and that's going to open it up big time for Myles Garrett as he tries to pursue that record. So he could get to Cam Ward multiple times here. And the Browns have the much stiffer defense, I'm sure, than Tennessee, right? So just covering 3.5 is what's kind of sketchy about the whole thing. And that kind of is real scary. Could be just a low-scoring game where it's 16-13 or something like that. And laying 3.5 points does seem a little bit dangerous. Let's see if you guys are commenting. I better add some more context, at least, to this one, despite it being a pretty ugly game, we know for sure here today. All right, Tennessee comes in, of course, 1-11. The Browns are 3-8 coming in to this one, but still, the Browns aren't going anywhere. Now the talk today about Deshaun Watson, pretty much ready to go for next season, right? They'll bring him back one more time. Might as well get your money's worth. Get him healthy, get him going, and see if he has just more issues for Shador. Here comes, Watson back for next year. Tennessee's 0-7 straight up, but 3-4 ATS in their last 7 games. They're 2-3 against the spread as a road dog this season. Titans have gone over in 7 of their last 11. The Browns have lost 4 of their last 5. Browns are 2-7 straight up, 3-6 against the spread in their last 9.
Final.
2-3 straight up, but 4-1 against the spread at home. Of course, the Browns won just a couple of weeks ago against the Raiders, but Tennessee did cover against the Chargers, covered against Houston, covered against Seattle. They're only getting 3-1 here, and the Browns are 4-1 against the spread. As I said, at home. It's really maybe the only thing they got going for them here in this, and Myles Garrett, of course. So this Tennessee team, it just feels like an epic losing season that they might even get beaten down here by the Browns today and a 5th-round quarterback. All right, let's go to the chat a little bit here in this one. See what you got with the Browns and the Titans. Got to go over them all. Okay, great comments here. I'm trying to find one on this game, though. Okay, Dolphins. Well, let's see. Jets money line there. Justin's got me covered. He's got Shador to go over 8.5 rushing yards. Greg says it will be Cleveland here to cover the spread and a big time under there, 20-13. Or I don't know. That's not even a big time under, is it? Are we down to 33.5 yet with this game? Still 34. I mean, come on. If you can't get this many points in an NFL game. Jimmy, hey, Jimmy, nice to see you in the chat there. Yeah, no, there's no doubt that Tua is going to have that reputation here a little bit. But, he wears his hood, he wears his white thing that goes over his face, and again, 41 degrees. I don't know if we're dealing with total. I know that's cold, you guys. It's 43 in Las Vegas here right now. Okay. Let's see.
Final.
Talking about that Shador Blake's going under still. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably do so as well. It just feels like. Oh, Jimmy, I know, man. It just hurts because you want. But you know what? I think it's not all Cam in a way, but he's had some bad moments too. Okay. Jimmy talking about Jacksonville last week. What is new? Here's Nuke trying to say both teams to lose. Oh, we're getting nowhere with this game. All right. Oh, man. You know what? I'm on the Browns. Look, Myles Garrett is going to get 4 sacks today of Cam Ward. If you can't win with a little bit of defense, if you can't win by 4 points or more with a much more staunch defensive effort, then I guess shame on me. Just don't see the Titans winning the game against this defense in here, and that's where the problem's going to lie. That's why it goes under, right? Because the Titans are barely going to get to 10 points today against this defense. Phil Eagle Flyer will tease the Browns. Hi, hello to Bar. Nice to have you here. Don't worry, Bar. These games are bad. This is I'm always going to say it's a good NFL card, but maybe it's not. Cleveland going under for sure. Has Shador ever played in the cold? Yeah, you know what? When you're playing in Boulder, I think he had a few cold weather games there. Shador rush prop. Seems fishy, huh? Yeah, Boulder is cold, right? Remember, Robert, remember when Mork sat on the goalpost in Folsom Field with Mindy? He sat on the goalpost. Hey, Ashawn in the chat. Happy holidays, Ashawn. Thank you. It feels like that time of the year. All right. Ward to throw 2 picks.
Major line move.
Right? And Mayshawn, gamble responsibly. I called 1-800-GAMBLER, and they gave me the Browns. All right. Let's get away from this one, too. Gosh, save us, NFL. Okay, this is a very important game here between the Steelers and the Ravens. Even if the team's records aren't that great, at 6-6, we know that this one looms pretty large in the standings here right now as we get ready for the action here on Sunday, with both teams coming in here with a 6-6 record. So a crucial game with the Ravens currently in first place, technically, and the Steelers in second place. And the winner of this game will improve their chances tremendously, and the loser will fall to about 33%. Steelers will fall to even less than that. But the Steelers are on the road here. Look, you could do worse than to just take the underdog every time in this series, right? Underdog and under when it comes to Pittsburgh and the Ravens. I mean, that's what this series is built on. But over the last 2 games, it's just 2 games, but both the last 2 games that were played here in Baltimore with the Steelers and the Ravens have been one-sided. And you're dealing with a Steelers team, right, that hasn't improved any at all. Yeah, maybe the Ravens have kind of come back down to earth too, so maybe they're not quite as good as the last 2 games. But 34-17 Ravens at home, 28-14 Ravens at home, easily covered, where Pittsburgh had been covering. The teams have actually split the last 6, but the last 2 just seem so overwhelming for the Ravens here. Could they indeed kind of overwhelm the Steelers here right now in this matchup? Are they still good enough? And is Aaron Rodgers they just the MVS has been just got activated, I believe, or at least he may be activated here before the game today. I'm not saying MVS is making an impact, but that's where the Steelers are kind of headed right now. Aaron Rodgers is just going to feel more comfortable to try to get MVS in there, compared to what the other receivers are doing right now. We know he's upset with these guys a little bit. Also, they signed Adam Thielen. And, you don't expect Thielen to come in here and do anything really right away at all, right? And it's a tough matchup for Freiermuth, Jonnu Smith, and Washington, those tight ends of the Steelers here. So, look, the Ravens don't have great numbers at all. 2-5 ATS. Steelers 1-3-1. ATS on the road. Steelers are 11-9 last 20. ATS is a road underdog. 12-7 ATS last 19, coming in off of a loss. Steelers have gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've lost 5 of their last 7 after that 4-1 start. And for the Ravens here, 8-4 ATS last 12, coming in off of a loss. Ravens have gone under in 6 of their last 7. I'm going to go under with the Steelers and the Ravens here. I don't know if the Steelers are going to be able to get anything going here today with Aaron Rodgers. To me, it's been, like I said at the beginning of the season, look, the one situation I would think that it could be considered for Rodgers would be at this Pittsburgh team. It hasn't been. It's only led to Coach Tomlin being asked to, after all the success, and maybe they haven't won a playoff game in too many years, so the pressure's on, and they're booing Tomlin. Texas Rio Grande Valley just took some steam here in their matchup today. Rio Grande Valley was a 1.5-point favorite, but they're up to 2.5 or more here against Austin P. Rio Grande Valley taking the steam here on the Morning Steam Show. Whoops. Yeah, maybe we should take this one off the screen. So I'm going to go with the under here in this one with the Steelers and the Ravens today at 42.5. Let's go to the chat here. And lots more opinions here now that the game is a little bit better, is what it feels like here. Here is, we'll start it off here. Browns and under for, Tariq on that other game. Sorry about that. Here we go. VAR. Ravens money line, lean to the under. Here's a UNLV and Stanford taking some steam here to the over in their game today. UNLV on the road taking on Stanford. We're seeing some steam here right now. To the over, also steam coming in here. Central Arkansas and East Texas A&M. Steam to the over. It was 141.5. We're up to 143, 143.5. Steam to the over. Central Arkansas, East Texas A&M, and also, like I said, that UNLV and Stanford move that came in. It was 163, but right now it's 165 with UNLV and Stanford. Some steam to the over right there in that one. All right, Justin likes the Ravens, but Cash Kane likes Steelers and under. Blake here, Ravens game to go under. Gooey's on the Steelers. And Jimmy says, yeah, the Browns aren't going to do anything too tricky. And he's on the Titans game there. Okay. Take Pittsburgh, Greg says 6 points, just too many. Even for a matchup like this. That's the thing, right? Greg, it's still Steelers-Ravens, and you're getting a touchdown, and the Ravens are not the team they have been over the last season or two here right now. They're just struggling to get into this position to host this big game at home. All right. Let's see here. Jimmy's scared of the game. Pittsburgh's bad. Aaron's playing bad. I think that's what he said. And, okay, Cash Kane says, I just don't see it I want to see it from Aaron Rodgers, right? I want an old guy to come in and do it, but he just seems so ineffective. He can't move. Tariq here, Steelers plus. You got to be able to move nowadays, unless you're just incredible. One possession games. Lamar looks bad. There's something wrong with Lamar, right? That's what everyone's kind of saying, and that's why the Ravens aren't able to get over the hump here right now and stuck at 6-6. But they did just win 4 in a row before that last game. Just, one game looked bad, right? When you lose to the Bengals, but also everyone all of a sudden saying Joey B's back and ready. Joey B's bringing them on fast. I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, come on, we'll get to it. Ravens and Jackson to go over. I don't know, Billy. I don't think the Raiders would want that'd really be a disaster. But maybe he comes to the Raiders, especially if Watson's going to be in there. Hey, Watson, let's just get him healthy. I'm sure he'll be great. Tom Brady never gets fired, Bill. Tom Brady fires the Raiders. Robert's on the Steelers here. Jimmy might be on the Steelers. Robert also on the under. And let's see. Greg says time to retire. So does Jimmy. Yep, it does seem like it. I wanted to give him a chance in this role. I thought this is a role that he could achieve in. It only seems like it's gotten worse. They're still 6-6. So the Steelers. Ashawn says maybe a defensive special teams touchdown maybe today. Jimmy loves a good teaser. So do I. I mean, who doesn't love a good teaser? All right. Thanks for the comments on this one. We finally got some comments on some of these games. Pittsburgh defense on the road, subpar, says Jimmy. It's good to have Jimmy here today. Pittsburgh will be in it, says Cash Kane.
Final.
Jimmy doesn't always play the games, but when he does, he plays the under. All right. Yeah, I'm fond of the teaser. I like to put side and total sometimes on the teasers. And NFL, I like those 10-point teasers. I don't care what the experts say. Well, I do. Okay, let me move on here with that one. All right, Seattle taking on Atlanta here. Seattle 9-3 should have a big time advantage. Kirk Cousins in there today for Atlanta. Seattle's hot once again, offensively, defensively. Great situation here in Seattle. They're 9-3 straight up, 9-3 against the spread, 5-1 against the spread on the road, 7-2 against the spread as a favorite. However, the one thing Atlanta's been good at is being an underdog and covering. 5-1 against the spread. They've done a nice job, and they're getting nearly a touchdown here. But still, they're just 2-3 against the spread at home. Atlanta's 2-4 to the under as a dog. Seattle's 6-3 to the over as a favorite. Seattle coming in here, still laying a big old touchdown here in this one.
Final.
They make enough mistakes, and Atlanta does find a way. Now, no, they're a little bit shorthanded in the receiver department here, missing their top wideout in this one, talking about the Atlanta Falcons, but still 6.5, total 44 here in this one. Let me hear from you in the chat. When Seattle laying a touchdown here today against Atlanta. For Seattle here coming in, they've won 6 of their last 7. Their 3 losses were by 3, by 4, and by 2 points. Seattle has 5 wins by 2 touchdowns or more this season. They're also 10-4 ATS when coming in off of a win. SMU's taking some steam here in their matchup today against Texas A&M. That's my play actually right there. Okay, steam coming in on SMU, and that's my play, so I better announce that right now. The steam is taking this one down, and I've got SMU plus the points. It was 2.5. Looks like it's going to 1.5. Could it go to a pick'em? Could it go to a pick'em in that one? Okay. Falcons have lost 6 of their last 7 this season. You know, they're 6-3 and last 9 as a home underdog. This is kind of their role. They lost to the Jets last week, did outgain the Jets by a pretty big margin. Is Cousins enough? Does he have enough here today, especially when you're talking about, to me, missing one of the best receivers in the game for Atlanta here when you're talking about Drake London. Drake London, thank you. Took me long enough.
Final.
So, will they have enough? I mean, look, Atlanta's still, somewhat competitive here, but they've been losing 4 of their last 5. They lost last week to the Jets. They lost recently to Carolina as well. So maybe they're starting to fade. Maybe they did hire the wrong coach, and Seattle's just kind of a machine, but it's still 6.5 points. But they've been so hot, have the Seahawks. Wright State getting steamed here right now. Wright State right now. Taking the steam against Green Bay. They were a 6-point favorite. They're up to 7.5 against Green Bay, with Wright State Raiders taking the steam here right now on the Morning Steam Show. Man, the comments are still coming in on this one. Let's go to the chat. Bijan for Justin. He also likes the Falcons here. Greg says it's a 4-point game. He likes Atlanta here plus these points at home. I'm gonna take I'm going to take the Seahawks. I might be a little bit crazy. I love home dogs in the NFL. Come on. But I'm going to take Seattle to keep rolling here. I think maybe, Seattle's won 5 of the last 7 in the series. They've won 4 straight visits to Atlanta, covering 3 of them. And 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone over. Blake's on the Falcons. Tariq says over, and Cousins with an interception. Robert likes the over. He is taking the points here tonight. Greg says take those points. Yeah, you know what? Maybe with Cousins, right? He's always been the type. Now, I always said you don't want Cousins to come in here, like he did when he had to come in cold with no strategy. Give him time, give him the game plan. He's a little bit better, it seems like, despite the you like that game. All right, Sean, thank you for some great stats there in the chat. Maybe, let's see, Cousins throws an interception here. Okay. I guess that's it. That's another bad game. I'm going to take Seattle here. Let's move on. Next up, Colts and Jaguars here, and man, the Colts just whatever reason this is their kryptonite. This team, the Jaguars, they always beat this team. It seems like right now, Colts come in here no matter what the situation and lose this game. Jaguars have won 4 of the last 5 in this series. The Colts have lost 10 straight years here in Jacksonville. 10 straight games they've lost at Jacksonville. Overs come through in 5 of the last 6 meetings. I'm on Jacksonville. Do we have to go any further? Do we need other stats and trends here? Now, Jacksonville's won 4 of their last 5. They've averaging nearly 30 points in those games. Colts, meanwhile, have lost 3 of 4. Danny Dimes got a broken leg out there. They started 7-1. Now they're hanging on for dear life. Colts just 4-6. ATS last 10 as a road favorite, although they're 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 AFC South road games. Colts have gone over their team total in 8 of 12. Jacksonville's 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 division home games. They're 4-1 at home so far this season. So, look, I like Jacksonville here to win this game probably outright over the Colts. I know a lot of people not a big Trevor Lawrence guy. I'm probably a little more Trevor Lawrence than most. And let's go to the chat, though, in this one, see what you guys have here. In this one.
Final.
Colts for chosen one. Let me see here. Did I go back far enough? Greg's got it very, very close here. 1-point game is right on the total.
Final.
Ty Warren for M the Great. Let's see. Hi, Seth. Good to see you. Or Mike in there. What are you saying? Take the Colts. Justin likes Jacoby Myers to keep it going right now. Jags money line here for Blake. Mr. Weskers is on the Jags. And Jags there, maybe that's a weak schedule, I think is what Chosen One is saying. How dare you throw the Chargers in there, Chosen One? Oh, can the Chargers beat the Eagles? I need the Chargers to beat the Eagles. I'm going to sit here and listen to Mike. Jaguars money line. Colts are favored. What? I mean, right? It's down to 1.5 here, it feels like right now. I put 2 on the graphic there. Yeah, I don't know, Jimmy. You know that stat with IU and Indiana, that's a whole different ball of wax. Totals dropped to 44.5. We got to update that. 44.5 it's dropped to. Boy, yeah, that's a little low. Jags money line here for Bobby Mack. Strange to have a good day here. He's strange, and I like it. Take the points with the Jags. Indianapolis maybe can pick up a win here against this Jags team. Look, both teams are 8-4. This is one of the
Final.
bigger games of the day. That's the crazy thing about this schedule with the 8 games, right? You're like, where are the good games? Well, this is one of them. This is one of them. Jags first place, AFC South, Colts second place in the division, but they both are 8-4. So this is a big game. This is one of the big games of the day. Probably right behind the old Bears-Packers game. Colts are not losing 3 straight. Billy's on the Jags. Oh, I know, Justin. Okay. Let's see here.
Final.
Lots of Jonathan Taylor today. If that's the strategy, look, nobody's saying that Taylor's not great. But
urgent message.
The Jaguars are at least, they've got a run defense, man. They've got, in my opinion, probably a top 5 run defense. So probably should try another route. Danny Jones, maybe. Alec Pierce, watch out. I mean, he's the guy that is flying up in the props here this week. I'm surprised Justin doesn't have Alec Pierce out here. Everyone's thinking he's going to have a pretty big day.
Major line
Okay.
Team play.
Jaguars look good against Houston. Illinois, Chicago, and Yale. We're seeing some steam here in this one between Illinois, Chicago taking on Yale. It was 152. We're down to 150.5 here, it looks like, with the steam coming in on the under. Illinois, Chicago, and Yale. Okay. Yeah, Lawrence has looked better, no doubt, and he needs everyone around him playing well. Okay. Any more picks here? You guys have got a lot of great quips today, and Terrell's not even here. Okay, 9 Legacy says run's got to be good to open up that pass. And if it opens up, the Jags are in trouble. Man, it feels like disrespect for the Jags to be an underdog here. They're pretty decent at home. They're having a pretty decent year. The momentum has kind of shifted their way for once. We've seen the Jaguars peak up in years past. Pierce over 52, says M the Great. All right. Yeah, Lawrence is... doesn't overwhelm you ever, right? But
Final.
I guess he's in the top. Is he in the top 10 quarterbacks in the league at least? Maybe. All right, that's it for that game. Brian Thomas, big news right there, right? Put him right at the top. When you got Thomas and Myers, that gives you 2 things to worry about. And Strange out there. Okay, got to keep it moving here. Saints and the Bucks. Here in the Bucks, big favorite today against the Saints, and the Saints have been now. Mike Evans is trying to come back here soon, but probably not going to make it back just yet. But he's getting close to a return once again. He'll probably only come back to get injured. But between Igbuka, Godwin here, and don't forget Tez Johnson. I mean, he did stink last week though. He's been up and down for sure, but that's what you're going to expect, I think, with Tez. The Saints come in here with Tyler Shuck. Olave had an injury designation this week, but I think he's in there, but still. Saints here, only an 8-point dog. Yeah, it's a division game. Saints have played some okay defense for sure, but Kamara out of this game. Olave is probable. Tristan Wirfs, I believe, is doubtful, but yeah, I think he's doubtful here. So, man, the big tackle for the Bucks going to be out here again. So let's see what we can do with this one. With the Bucks at home, still laying a big number against this bad Saints team with Tyler Shuck. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. In this one, you got the Saints coming in here right now, just 2-10 this season. Tampa Bay 7-5, but they've lost 3 of their last 4 games overall. They're just 1-4 against the spread. When you're laying 8 points, that doesn't sound like a great recipe. But New Orleans is just 2-8 ATS in their last 10 games and 3-7 ATS as an underdog here for the Saints. So division game, maybe that'll help keep them focused right now. And Tampa Bay definitely struggling a lot comparatively to that 5-1 start to the season. But Tampa Bay won at the Superdome 23-3 back in week 8 as a 4-point favorite. They've won 6 of the last 7 in the series. Although the Saints have won 5 of the last 7 trips into Tampa, but we know it's just not the same team right now. The under has come home in 5 of the last 7 meetings. I'm going to take the Bucks here to rock the Saints in this one. I think it's important enough here for the Bucks, given their position 4th in the standings. It looks like they can get past the Panthers, but hey, they're both both on 7 wins right now. Panthers on the bye this week, so it'll be up to the Buccaneers to at least win the game and take the 1-game lead. Karl Anthony Towns is out of today's game against Orlando. This just in. Cat will miss today. We'll preview the NBA if we can ever get there. All right. Appreciate it, gang. Let's get some picks from you guys in the Saints and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Bucks to roll here over the Saints today. Buccaneers are not a great cover. I get that, but against the Saints, they've kind of won the last few. They won 23-3 earlier. They won at Tampa Bay, won at home last year, 27-19. They were laying 14.5 to this Saints team last year. They also won 51-27 at New Orleans last season. All right. I think the Hammers just scored, didn't they? Philly Eagle Flyer. All right. Over-under's too low. Looks like a blowout here at 41. Tampa Bay doesn't blow anybody. They really don't, Billy. You're right about that. They just let teams hang in there. Even a team like the Saints maybe could come in here. All right, so the Magic, they're getting steam right now because of the news about Cat. They were getting 2.5, but the total's moving right now down to probably, I don't know, is it going to go to a pick'em here? Banchero's supposed to be back. All right. Wow, Ashawn didn't. Yeah, Baker, you know what? But it took everybody. It took Baker. He was bouncing around to teams and everything too. Okay. Bucks first half for Blake here. And what is success, right, Billy? When it comes to what do we talk about as true success, right? Bucks and under teaser there for Tariq.
Major line move.
Maybe go under here. Bucks can get conservative with the lead. Yeah, it's more when you get to that 8 range, it gets a little dangerous. But I'll go ahead and take the Bucks today.
Final.
All right, here we go. Let's get that's it for the early card, right? Did we get them all in there? Oh, one more on the early card here. Sorry about that. With the Bengals and the Bills, this game was moved to the 1 o'clock slate because they put the Bears and the Packers in the afternoon. So you do have the Bengals and the Bills here in this one, and the Bills favored at home by 6, 53.5 here with Joey B coming in off that great performance. But come on, the Bengals have still been awful, and they still have the same problems, don't they? Offensive line protecting. That was one good game, it felt like, but Anytime Burrow he comes back here and lights up Baltimore on the road. Buffalo, meanwhile, did just smash Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, starting to look strong. They're up and down for sure. Lost to Houston, but we know Houston's got a good defense. Yeah, they lost to Miami, but sometimes they go down there and lose to Miami. But still, Bengals just 2-4 against the spread on the road. At least Buffalo, 3-3 ATS at home, often laying too many. Are they laying too many here in this one as well? To the Bengals today, it just feels like the Bills aren't putting teams away. It's hard enough just to win, right? They're on the cusp of the postseason, 8-4. They need these wins. Feels like they're still going to get in. If they win this game, that's going to be big. Now, if they lose, they're still, decent shot to get in there, but the Bengals are, already toast. There's nothing the Bengals can do to truly get to the playoffs. I mean, win them all. That's pretty much it feels like. So that to me is the danger in a situation like this, but also free rolling a little bit because they got nothing to lose. Talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and what they have to play for. All right, let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one. Thanks for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, 5.5 says Tariq now. Maybe a little bit of action here. Justin's on the Bengals. Burrow you heard him. He just wanted to come back. I mean, no reason to come back really, but wants to play, wants to be with these guys. Bengals game to go over there. Why not? I don't know. The total is kind of high. Buffalo needs this game. They got to play D. All right. No Higgins. No O'Higgins. What does that mean? No Higgins is in, right? Now you got me worried here. Okay, Higgins is probable, so that he's got the weapons in here, right? Chase Brown over and is rushing and receiving for Justin. Bills and Bengals scoring here, so Reg says maybe take the points and something like that. Josh Allen throw a pick or to get 6 touchdowns. Cook here. Cook has to be one of the top guys on the menu, I would think, with this total today. And his expectations, pretty high expectations, I would think here, right? Bills are a lot better at home. I think they are too. Right? Tariq says, come on, is Burrow really right now? I mean, it's just that Buffalo doesn't seem to have the put away factor necessarily this year. They kind of letting teams hang around also. And the one thing about when you have a guy like Burrow, right, sometimes when you have these underdogs and you're like, well, I got to do it and I've got to do it with this particular quarterback. At least here you have a true stud in there. So that's why I'm on the Bengals here to cover a touchdown. Thought it would be like 4, but didn't turn out to be. All right, I'll take the Bengals. So will Billy. Gonna snow all day. Gotta love it when a little bit of randomness comes into the game here, right, Nuke? That kind of equals things out for any team. 31 degrees, snow flurries. Hopefully we'll have a white field. Could it be a shootout? Like they said, it's not. If it's not windy, you're okay in the snow. You can pass it. As long as it's not one of those 4 inches of snow. No, the Bengals can't stop the Bills either. Okay, thanks, you guys. Yeah, the Bengals got some nice defensive backs there. Look, it's a tough matchup for the Buffalo receivers for sure. But you just have Allen, just give him a little bit of time. All right, Cook TD parlay, Bills to win. Blake says he'll go under because of the weather here. All right, I got to keep moving on. Next up is we'll go to the afternoon games here right now and take a look. First off, a great one here. Broncos and Raiders. The last game was 10-7. Can it get any better than that? With Denver on the road here, big favorite by 8. They're 10-2. The Raiders are 2-10, and the Broncos are on a winning streak. The Raiders are on a losing streak. Seems, like even the Broncos might be able to cover a big number. What do you think? 8 on the road, total 40.5. The Raiders, man, this got worse and worse and worse every time. Oh, it's painful. I was watching Al Davis videos this past week. It was so miserable. Miserable as the Raiders. I don't know. I'm not a fan, but okay. For Denver here coming into this one, 2-6 ATS as a favorite. Not a great roll, but the Raiders just 3-6 ATS as an underdog. Denver's 4-8 to the under so far this season. And for the Broncos here, look, we know that they still, yes, you're 10-2, but you're in a hot battle there at the top of the standings in the AFC with the Patriots. Patriots are actually half a game ahead of the Broncos right now in that chase. Denver failed to cover against Washington. They failed to cover against the Raiders, but the Raiders have failed in 3 straight to Dallas, to Cleveland, and the Chargers. So even at 8 points, I don't think the Raiders are going to do anything here. They might get shut out. I'm taking the Broncos to rock here and really stymie the Raiders today. I'll just go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. But Broncos have won their last 9. Although to be fair, their last 4 wins here were by 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, and 1 point. Because they just don't get enough offense. The Raiders can harass Bo Nix for sure, but Denver just 5-8 against the spread. Last 13 AFC West road games. Raiders have lost 6 in a row and 10 of their last 11. Raiders are 11-18. Last 29 as an underdog against the spread, although they are 15-10 against the spread. Last 25 division games. Raiders are 12-17 ATS. Last 29 coming in off of a loss. 7 of their losses have been by 11 or more points. Broncos only had 188 yards in that game when they beat the Raiders at home in Week 10, 10-7. Denver's won the last 3 in the series by 16 points, by 10 points, and by 3 points. Broncos did win here last year, 29-19. They had lost 8 straight on the road to the Raiders. It's kind of been a not a great situation for the Broncos, but maybe we're dealing with epic failure for the Raiders this year.
Major line move.
Here we go to the chat. See what you have. Broncos team total over for Tariq. Come on, Broncos. Broncos first half for Blake. Nuke says of the Raiders, this is just bad. What an embarrassment. Raiders are awful, says Greg. Even Greg's got the Raiders to get rocked here. Broncos never cover. All they got to do is win, says Jimmy. Put them in your teaser. This is a good week for teasers, by the way. If you're a Wong teaser fan, if you like these 6,
Final.
7, 8, 9, 10-point favorites, put them in the tease. That's what you're looking at here this week. I think this is probably the best week for teasers if you're sticking to the best rules possible for teasers. Then this might be the best week to do it. Not saying you're going to win them or anything. I'm just saying the numbers are perfect. more teasable games for the people who like to stick to the stringent set of rules for NFL teasers this week than any other week, probably. Everyone blows them out at home, but the Raiders didn't. That's it for you guys in the chat. All right, I'm going to keep on moving on with the, whoops, wrong game there. Did that one already, right? Okay. So now let's go to the big game of the afternoon. The Bears and the Packers here in Green Bay, 6.5, 44. Bears are 9-3. Packers are 8-3-1. Yes, the Packers have been very, very good. We know that. The Bears are just having an incredible season for the Bears, 9-3. You still going to trust the Packers here to kind of cover a touchdown, though? Feels like the Bears should be able to. They're playing so strong, defense so good here right now. Green Bay's been fine. In fact, they've been stepping it up the last couple of weeks, crushing Minnesota and Detroit. They didn't get the money against the Giants, but that was by just a half a point. But still, the Bears are 7-4-1 ATS, 5-2 ATS on the road. Meanwhile, Green Bay 4-6 ATS as a favorite. Just feels like a little bit, I don't want to say not enough respect for the Bears here. Bears have won 5 in a row, 9 of their last 10. It's not like the teams play again in 2 weeks in Chicago. Packers have won 17 of the last 19. It's not Aaron Rodgers anymore, though. But yeah, it was more about the Packers over the Bears, right? Bears are just 1-8 straight up and 2-7 against the spread. Their last 9 visits to Lambeau Field. But right now, the Bears are just playing. It feels like the Bears are just playing too well to want to deny them a chance to cover a touchdown here on the road. I'm going to have to take the Bears in this one against the Packers plus a touchdown. Packers have been super. We know that. Packers, they do have a couple home losses, though. And the Bears 5-2 straight up on the road. Bears got that win last year, 24-22 here, remember. Let's go to the chat a little bit in this one, see what you have. Packers 27-19, last 46 against the spread off of a win. Bears are just 16-22 against the spread, last 38 as a road dog. Bears are also 11-15, last 26 ATS coming in off of a win. Here come the plays. Bears for Tariq. He'll tease them. Blake likes the Bears on the money line here in this one. Our Tom's Bears going under. Justin says Caleb to get rolling here, right? I was the only one. I had to sit there and those guys make fun of me every week last year saying, hey, you guys are wrong. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. And I had to sit there while they laughed at me, while they made jokes at my expense. Who's getting the last laugh now? I mean, there's the goal. You called it, Philly Eagle Flyer. Brighton's got the goal here in extra time. The Bears are clutch, Reg, right? They do a good job. It's hard to deny that. Remember, what do you look for in a team that's kind of turned it around? The coach comes in. He's doing a solid job. No one's denying this is a great situation. This coach comes in with a good reputation. Yeah, the struggles out of the gate. Did we make the wrong move? No. They've been terrific. Georgetown taking some steam here this morning in their college basketball game today. Georgetown in their matchup, they were getting 11.5 against North Carolina. But they're taking the steam here right now, and it's down to about 10.5 or 10. Georgetown taking the steam here against North Carolina. All right. Noli, hello to Noli today. He's got this one as an under between the Bears and the Packers in a total grudge match. Thank you, Noli. Great to see you in the. When I see that bet button, I know I've got Noli in the chat. History says Bears, says Jimmy Wynn. He says Green Bay, though, peaking at this one. And, nothing you need more than your top rival to get you to play your best, huh? And Greg says they'll still cover. Jimmy says Green Bay's peaking on both sides of the ball. It's almost like, dare I say, Jordan Love holds him back sometimes a little bit. He can't really get when he does find his receivers, though. Right? We're on Williams. It's easy to pick on Williams, but and I'll say this too. He's got room for improvement. He can be extremely inaccurate, but he just does enough right with his legs and starting to make better decisions. But he's got to improve the accuracy for sure. Would help if they could catch all the balls. The Bears seem to have a problem hanging on to the ball a little bit, and they do have some injury woes here to consider today. Do the Bears? We did see the news come out there on Odunze. You don't want to be missing this guy, but he is out. So that is the one. I think the one caveat that I wish Dunze was in there. Trap weekend, trap house music. Always take the dog in those division games, Billy. Right? Especially when you're getting 6, 7 points in these games. Here we go. I've got a couple more. Rams and Cards. One of the most lopsided series going in football for sure today. And the Rams just totally dominate this Cardinals team, man. It's big time. Rams have won 15 of the last 18, going 14-4 ATS. I think the Rams have won, 9, 10, 11 straight games in here. Maybe it's only 9, whatever it is. The Rams never lose when coming to Phoenix. They really hold over on these guys. The Rams have won here. They've gone 9-1 against the spread. The Rams have when going into Arizona. And don't forget, Arizona's lost a bunch of games 2 in a row. They've lost 5 straight at home. They've lost 9 of their last 10 overall. Even I got to think the Rams can win this one by more than double digits. Brissett is in there today. Look, this is a division home dog, but I don't want any part of them. Is 10 points enough for you to take this Cardinals team right now? No Harrison. Harrison's out as well. So you got the Rams looking to cook. They could look past them, I guess. But they're playing at their peak as well right now. The Rams are 9-3 overall. Don't forget, they have motivation here, of course, to try to keep pace with the Seahawks. Cardinals have lost 4 in a row. They're just 3-9 this season. They did cover against the Bucs last week on the road. Pretty good effort, but before that, got beat by Jacksonville, didn't cover, although it was close. Didn't cover against the Niners and got rocked by Seattle. The Rams are 8-3 against the spread on the road. Arizona's 1-5 against the spread at home. Going to have to take the Rams in this one. Greg likes him to crush as well. Billy says, yeah, Odunze out, right? Cards money line for Cash Kane. All right, Rams here for Tariq. Hello to Gravy in the chat. Nice to see you. Oh man, I'm on the big screen. I'm on the big screen at Gravy's house here. I just for Gravy. I did, on the StreamYard production. They do have a button where you can make yourself look smoother, like younger, right? I put it on 5-star. I put it on 5 setting. You should see me without this filter. Rams over for Justin. Let's see a few more, please, here. Jimmy, maybe on Arizona there. I'm looking for some comments here. Rams in Arizona. The game was this game was close, a 1-point game with Kyler. If Brissett and trying to read what that says, the Cards can win this. I don't know what that says, but maybe I think if Kyler was in there, maybe they'd have a better chance. I don't know. I think we all like Brissett a little bit, but all right. Jake Parma in the chat. Hi, Jake. He's got the Rams. Blake leaning to the over here. And let's see. Defense didn't show up.
Final.
The Vikings maybe should have hung on to Cousins, huh, Billy? Okay, we got one more. Let's move to the night game here. We spent an hour on the NFL here, right? Or what, 90 minutes on the NFL? As we should. As we should. Tonight, the Texans are at the Chiefs. The Texans bring that great defense in here to take on the Chiefs, right? Chiefs going to be favored, of course, but they're 6-6. The Texans are 7-5. Two good playoff contending teams here right now. Texans are on the outside looking in. So are the Chiefs. The Texans go up dramatically with a win. They'll go up to 85% with a win. Meanwhile, the Chiefs here need to win to just get to 50% chance of making the playoffs. Houston's won 4 in a row. The defense is on fire. The Chiefs have lost 3 of 4 coming in, despite a bit of a tough schedule, right? Lost to Dallas, lost to Denver, lost to Buffalo, beat Indy. This is a tough schedule they're playing, but they might just get shut out here. Not shut out, but shut out of the playoffs. Still laying 4 here, maybe 3.5 in this one. And the Texans are playing pretty decent here with Stroud in there right now. He's still my man. And, the Chiefs, for whatever reason, they just don't seem to have that same focus right now. And with it looking bleak, can they really fall victim to kind of resign to the fact that they're not going to make it, even if they do get a win here? They need to win them all, it feels like. Not all of them. I guess they could afford one loss, but Texans in that great defense here, man. This is going to be a grudge match. It feels like when getting the 3.5 points here on what I think could be a very low scoring game. I'm going to have to take the Texans here in this one. The Texans are just 2-4 against the spread on the road. The Chiefs are 4-2 ATS at home. But with Nico healthy here, Higgins, right, and Kirk finally starting to get a little bit, not last week, but he had the good game against Buffalo. Dalton Schultz as well. And meanwhile, it's going to be tough. The Texans defense is really clicking. So I'm going to take the Texans in this one. I'm banking on that defense. Banking on it. Okay, let's see here. Art Tomps. Hello, Art Tomps. I think I saw you in there already once today, but there's Texans here. Blake's on the Texans as well tonight. Kansas City Moneyline for Cash Gain.
Final.
Casey laying it here with Kane. Justin's laying it with the Chiefs as well. Tariq says you got a prime time under again. First half, full game, under. Mahomes to throw a pick, says Justin. Jimmy says that he's a Texans fan, but he says that the Chiefs just own his Texans, and that makes him feel uncomfortable. Chiefs have won 4 in a row, 8 of 10 in the series. The Texans are 1-5 in Kansas City with a 2-4 spread record. 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone over, but Kansas City's gone under in 6 of 7. Texans are 13-9, last 22 as a road dog ATS. Chiefs, meanwhile, 18-25 ATS, last 43 off of a loss. Okay, let's see here. Hello to Rish today. Rishi's in there. He likes the under in this one. Thanks, Rishi, for stopping in. Billy likes the Colts. Under for Jake Parma. Blake liking the under as well. I'm taking the Texans here in this one. That's it for the NFL, you guys. And feels like a little bit of a letdown, even though we love our NBA, but we got to get to it. We're already here top of the hour. Join me over on the Nuke the House channel today at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific for NFL Rundown. Get you those games with Holden Kushner and I. That's on the Nuke the House channel, NTH Sports Picks YouTube channel. I'll be on a pregame show right up until kickoff. You know how that exciting that is. All right, we'll go quickly, though, in these other sports today, if you don't mind. We've got the Magic taking on. We don't have to be out of here. We'd have been out of here already if the Sharky and Mikey show was live. But again, you can catch that show here right after I'm done. Go over to the videos tab, and you got Mikey and Sharky previewing the NFL card already loaded up and ready. If you just want more football right now, not ready for this basketball, you can get going with that show right now. It's about a 55-minute show. Okay, here we go. I got to go on these Magic and the Knicks today. Magic on the road. Let me update the line here. We already saw the big news come out here just a short time ago with the absence today here of Cat. The Knicks are down to a 2-point favorite here in the total 230. No, really, I guess the line didn't move too much with no Cat in there. But we do know that Banchero for the Magic, he is in. A lot of people say that could be a negative, actually, with Banchero back. Doesn't seem like. I mean, does seem like, he's still a pretty good player. Maybe a little bit too much individual, I think, is what people say. But Orlando's been playing well here right now and kind of getting some things done. They beat Miami last time out. They beat the Bulls. They beat the Pistons. They beat the Sixers. They're 4-1 against the spread on the as an underdog. But the Knicks are 12-1 against the spread at home. You really want to get in the way of that, even without Cat? That is a serious number. 12-1 ATS at home now for the Knicks. We talk about it every time, but it does start to stand out a little bit, right? That maybe there is a little something to it, this home advantage right now for the Knicks. 6-1 ATS in their last 7 overall. Orlando's gone over in 5 of their last 6 on the road, but the Knicks have gone under in 5 of their last 7. My model says take the Magic, but I just can't do it. Not with the Knicks clicking here like this. Magic have won 3 straight in the series. In fact, won twice last month over the Knicks. Once here, 124-107. But that was an Orlando cover, right? I guess that would be the only one. So I'm taking the Knicks here in this one. Maybe a little bit of revenge, huh? Give me the Knicks, and I'll lay the 2. Without Cat.
Halftime.
Cat's in the cradle.
Final.
All right, here we go. Maybe a little bit of basketball with you guys. Billy Siegfried's looking back at the Ursay family there. Or no, oh gosh, what's the old man's name? Billy, help me out. You're talking about it. Art Modell. Okay, Magic beats him again, says Greg. How about Brunson over in his prop here today? Mike is always going to keep us posted on when Christmas comes in. Thank you, Jimmy. Really appreciate you today. What a great contribution you were in the chat. Thank you so much. Greg says Magic blew them out last week. New York, they can't beat the Magic just as a block. I'm going to take the Knicks here maybe to get one then. If the Magic are getting to them a little bit, I'm going to take them here. Celtics and Raptors here in this one. You got the Celts on the road here, favored by 3. Total here 225 right now, 225 here in this one with the Raptors getting the points at home against this Celtics team. Celtics are playing good finally
Final.
here, 4 in a row. Raptors, meanwhile, have actually been dropping a few here of late after the great run they've been on. Still feels like they're having a pretty great run, doesn't it? It's just the Raptors are 4-8 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, the Celtics have covered 8 of their last 10 right now and looking as good as they have all season. Toronto's failed to cover in 6 straight. Are they falling apart here? Boston's covered 7 straight. Toronto and Boston have gone under in 4 of their last 5. Toronto's gone under in 6 of their last 8 overall. Boston's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Toronto won at home here last time out. These guys always play pretty close games of late, it feels like, right? So, look, Celtics have been doing a good job here, but I'm going to take the Raptors plus the points at home. I got to take Toronto here to kind of get back going a little bit. I don't know if the Celtics have completely turned it around here. 4 wins in a row is pretty nice for them, but all right, here, let's see. Greg says close game here. Hello to Flea Mathis in the chat. Nothing from the chat in this one? Let me go to Portland and Memphis then, see what's going on here in this one. Or I'm sorry, Nuggets. Nuggets and Hornets here. Nuggets 16-6. The Hornets are 7-16. But they're getting 10.5 points here anyway today. Nuggets have won 2 in a row coming in. Wins over Atlanta and Indiana. They didn't cover, though, against Atlanta. And they failed to cover against Dallas. Remember, they lost to Dallas, to Denver, as a 10-point favorite. Charlotte, meanwhile, off of a win at Toronto, a big one. They beat them by 25 points. But they lost to the Knicks on the road. They even lost to the Nets on the road. Denver comes in here 8-4 ATS, 12-8 ATS on the road here. I don't know if the Hornets can be trusted against an elite team, even one like Denver that can name the score. Denver's 7-0 in the last 7 against Charlotte, but just 3-6 ATS in the last 9 against the Hornets. Charlotte's gone under in 7 straight. The Nuggets have gone over in 7 straight. However, 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. See what you guys have in the chat here. Denver and Charlotte today, with Denver on the road laying these big old points. Denver won here last year, just 107-104, but they did win at home by 14. Charlotte covered them both. And, man, nothing from you guys again here. The football session is over, so everybody took off to watch some more football coverage maybe, huh? That's okay. I'll make my call in this one with the Nuggets on the road against the Hornets, laying these double digits here today. I gotta trust Denver here. I'm gonna lay it big time with Denver today. I'll lay 10.5 points here. Blake's on the Hornets, though. I get it. Let me move ahead here to the next one here. Trailblazers and Grizzlies. Trailblazers just 9-14. Grizzlies 10-13 actually have the better record now against the Blazers here. The Blazers have dropped 4 of their last 5. Memphis has won 4 of their last 5 coming in. Memphis has been hot, man. They've been winning and covering against the Clippers, Sacramento, LA, and New Orleans. Not the best schedule in the world, but Portland has covered 4 straight despite going 3-4 straight up. Portland's among the best underdogs in the league at 12-3 this season. But you do have this Memphis team at home here. Now, granted, I don't even know if is it still 1 or is it a pick 'em now? Yeah, I don't know if I could feel comfortable calling them a total favorite here now at this point. Still, the Blazers have done a nice job here, but I'm going to take the Grizzlies here in this one to get the win at home over Portland. Like I said, Grizzlies have woken up here a little bit. I'll play in, albeit bad teams. Portland's probably a little better than some of those teams, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Grizzlies in this one. I'll go a little faster here since we're not having many comments in the chat. So that works for me. Warriors and Bulls here in this one, with the Warriors favored here on the road right now against this Bulls team. Warriors 12-12. They've lost two of their last three, but it's been this struggle right now for the Bulls. Can they find a win? They need to stop this losing streak right now. It's been dreadful. Chicago's lost 6 straight, failed to cover in 8 of their last 9. Warriors have covered 11 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams overall. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Warriors are just 3-6 ATS in the last 9 games overall. Warriors usually get the best of the Bulls, but Bulls right now have failed to cover in 8 of their last 10. They're still 8-2 ATS as a dog, and the Warriors still a 1-point favorite across the board. Can the Bulls finally get one here at home? But the struggles seem more than just kind of a passing fad, if you know what I mean. Feels like right now that there's no end in sight for the Bulls with this losing streak. Now, I didn't mention the injuries. I figured everybody knows that Seth Curry is out of the game, so that's a big deal, but it's already built in line. But it's Butler that we don't know about right now. Will he be in? Will he be out? It feels like, to me, it feels like he'll be back in. All right, let's go to the maybe a few comments here. Bulls for our Tomps. Blake is on the Bulls. And the Bulls don't play well on the road, says Billy Siegfried, but maybe at home it'll work out a little better, especially against the Warriors team. On this road trip, right? They're on the road trip. Steph Curry isn't playing, but they did stun Cleveland the other night. Here's some steam coming in right now. UTEP and Seattle U over 135.5. Seeing that steam to the over with UTEP and Seattle U. Wrong U. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, for me in this one with the Warriors here against the Bulls on the road, I got to take the Bulls here to snap this losing streak tonight. I'm going to take Chicago over Golden State. Lakers are on the road with Luka in tow. He should be there tonight after the birth of his daughter. Lakers favored by 5 here. Total 233. Lakers 16-6. Philly comes in here 13-9. Still got to lay these points on the road for the Lakers, and the Sixers showing a little bit of life again here of late. Win and cover over Milwaukee. They beat Golden State in that wild game. They didn't cover, though. And they beat Washington 121-102. For the Lakers, meanwhile, they just got rocked by Boston, but they beat Toronto here on the first game of this trip. And not only that, this has been a disaster scenario for the Lakers. This is one of their worst places to play. The Lakers have lost or failed to cover in 7 straight meetings at Philly. So I'm taking Philly here in this one to cover. Luka's back. I get that. Sounds like jet lag to me. He only left he only missed 2 games. So I'm going to take the Sixers, though. They really seem to cover against the Lakers. In fact, it's down to 4. 4, and the total's way down here to 233, even 232.5. I was on a show last night talking up the under when it was 236. So I'm going to go with the 76ers here against the Lakers. Blake likes the Lakers. Greg says the Warriors can win even without Curry. One more in the NBA here, and it is the Thunder taking on the Jazz. And look, Thunder here, when laying the double digits, they were in a streak of covering, and then they stopped covering the double digit. It must be tough game after game, thinking you're going to win by 10 or 12 points every time. Utah does show life at home. They are 9-3 against the spread at home. They're getting a bunch of points. This is usually it works out for them. Oklahoma City is 4-1 ATS last 5 against Utah. They've won 10 in a row overall. 5 straight games have gone over for these two teams when playing each other. Oklahoma City's gone over in 4 of their last 5. Utah's gone over in 5 of their last 6. I got to take the Thunder in this one. I'm sorry. I've got to take the Jazz. What am I saying now? I'm on the Jazz. Of course I'm on the Jazz. 9-3 ATS at home are the Jazz. OKC. Look, they covered double digits against Dallas and Golden State. They didn't cover double digits against Portland, Phoenix, and Minnesota. Man, it must be tough. They've gone over in 4 straight. So I'm going to take the Jazz here in this one. All right, give me 1 second here. I'm going to get ready for the college ball.
Final.
All right, I got the heater on blast here in Vegas this morning. Okay, let's see here. Over for Blake in that last game, by the way. Here we go. Let's go to the college ranks here. Got a good card. We'll just go over some winners here, hopefully. With Missouri and Kansas, a border war here in this one to kick us off. Widely reported steam did come in on Kansas in this game. Current line is 6.5 and 150. That total's been going up, huh? This morning. With Missouri and Kansas here. See Kansas right now looking pretty sharp here for sure. Missouri's doing a good job as well. Total here 6.5. Kansas, though, does have coming in off of a loss. They've had a tough schedule. They lost to Connecticut. They lost to Duke. They beat Tennessee. They beat Syracuse. They beat Notre Dame. Kansas is 4-1 against the spread as a favorite. Missouri comes in just 4-5 against the spread despite an 8-1 record. Here right now, kind of a common opponent, right? Missouri lost to Notre Dame 76-71. Kansas beat Notre Dame 71-61. So Missouri not too good here in this
Final.
Against the number right now, despite that record here. So it might be tough, but this one is not in Lawrence. This one is actually in Kansas City. So it's a neutral site game. It feels like, right, when you're playing in it's actually in Missouri, but we know that this is going to be kind of a neutral kind of game here. So Missouri feels like they should be playing well enough here to get the money. Missouri won last year's game, so I know the steam came in on Kansas here, but this is a grudge match, right? I mean, Kansas isn't that much better than Missouri at this point, are they? Or are they? See what you guys have in the chat in this one with Kansas and Missouri. Maybe they are that much better. Look, Cash gain here is on the Jayhawks. All right, Tom, so we're not going to do the Charger game till tomorrow because I don't want to talk about it yet. Blake is on Kansas here. And I want to do it too. I want to try Missouri so hard, but I just can't do it. I'm taking Kansas in this one. Even with the neutral site game, I got to think that Kansas is going to be much, much better here. Peterson, with the injury report here, right? I think Peterson is probable. That's why it's gone from 3 to 6 here. I'm going to take Kansas here to roll them. St. Mary's is taking on Davidson here in action on Sunday for St. Mary's here. Big favorite on the road. They're 8-1 coming in, but Davidson is 7-1. We know Davidson can be a tricky spot. St. Mary's got a pretty strong team here with Moroskas and McKeever and Dent, but they're just 5-3 ATS so far. 5-2 ATS is a favorite. Davidson has done a nice job. St. Mary's coming in off a loss to Vandy. Davidson has had an easier schedule for sure, but hey, they're 2-1 against the spread as an underdog here. They should be getting plenty of points here in this one, it feels like, against St. Mary's. As good as St. Mary's is, Davidson's still here with a pretty positive record here at this point. Widely reported steam did come in on the under. It's moved down here, it looks like, to 136 from a high of 138.5 here. And in fact, I'm showing 137.5 right now. I'm taking Davidson in this one, plus those points. Give me the Wildcats over the Gales. I'll take them here. 2 years ago, St. Mary's beat them 89-55 at home. Okay, here, let's see. Blake's with me, taking Davidson. All right, let's do it. Let's take the Wildcats in this one. Hope I picked a few good ones out here today. There's some good ones I kind of skipped too that we've already kind of covered this week. So how about San Francisco taking on Mississippi State in a unique matchup here with San Francisco coming in 5-4, Mississippi State 4-4. This one's in Stark, Vegas. San Francisco's lost 3 straight coming into this one. Losses to North Alabama, Nevada, and Colorado. But Mississippi State is a dismal 1-7 against the spread so far here this season. 0-4 against the spread at home. But should be a competitive game nonetheless. Tightly contested spread for sure in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Right now it's 151.5. And the line here at about 4. Yeah, 4 still here in this one. And so let's see if you have a pick. This one just seemed to be an evenly matched game. I think it's in Oh, no, what? You know what? It's not at Mississippi State. It's actually, this one's in Tupelo, Mississippi. So a lot of these teams out today are playing games at semi-regional neutral sites, regional home games. They're playing in their home states and things like that. Manhattan getting steamed here right now. Late move on Manhattan in their game today against Marist. They were getting 8. They're taking the steam. It's down to 6.5 here with Manhattan taking the steam against Marist. All right, let's see what you have here in this one with the San Francisco taking on Mississippi State. I'm taking USF in this one to hang in there with Mississippi State. Give me San Francisco here plus the 4. Mississippi State over for R. Thomas, but here's under for Blake. And Billy said, I go to the M Casino. I try to stay away from the strip. Under 152 now. Blake says that's gone too high now at 151.5, 152. Go under, says Blake. Okay, I'm going to keep moving here if you don't mind. With hey, you out there, Blake? What's going on here? You knew we had to get to this one. How about Belmont taking on Middle Tennessee? Belmont favored here by. I don't
Final.
know if it's 2 anymore, is it? It's 3 and 155. So this one also the move, a move higher here. These totals are high on Sunday. 3 and 155 here for Belmont on the road. The Bruins here come in 6 and 1. Middle's 5 and 3. Belmont off their first loss of the season at home to Richmond in an upset. They're still 3 and 0 against the spread on the road. Middle Tennessee's 1 and 2 against the spread at home. The widely reported steam did come in on Belmont and the over here, hence the move. So let's see here if you have something here in this one. Belmont's 1 and 2, 8 to the under on the road. Meanwhile, Middle Tennessee is 1 and 2 to the under at home. Some steam just came in just now. North Florida and Gonzaga steam to the over here. We already saw Gonzaga get steamed up to 47. Here's steam to the over here with North Florida and Gonzaga. It's up to 167.5 or higher. Big steam there. North Florida and Gonzaga. All right, but I'm talking Belmont and Middle Tennessee here right now, and man, I like Belmont in this game. I'm going to take Belmont to blow them out. Give me the Bruins on the road at Middle, despite the overall record there. Belmont 4 and 4 ATS. Remember 3 and 0 ATS on the road. I'm going to take them here. All right. Next up, got one more or two more here. I think Nebraska showdown with Creighton taking on Nebraska. The widely reported steam did come in here on the over. Creighton comes in 5 and 3. Nebraska's undefeated. They're 8 and 0 right now, and still just 4 and 4 ATS. Creighton's 0 and 3 ATS as an underdog. Creighton's also 2 and 6 to the under so far this season. See what you've got here, though, with these two today. Man, this one, that widely reported steam did come in on the over in this matchup. That's probably the direction. I mean, is that the current line? 154. That's 156.5. Man, what's going on with these high totals today? Every total is getting bet up. Is that really the way it's going to go? These two met here at Creighton last year, 74-63. Nebraska won it. They never go this. They haven't gone this high in 4 straight meetings. But this one apparently is supposed to be a pretty high-scoring game. And I don't know if I can get away from it either. But Nebraska here at -6 at home right now. All right. I'm on Nebraska. I'm going to take Nebraska to blow Creighton out here. Give me Nebraska. I'd rather lay it. All right. Some steam came in on Texas San Antonio in their game against Alabama. They were getting here, big number was Texas San Antonio against Alabama. They were getting 34. It's down to 32.5, 32. Steam on UTSA. Also, the steam came in on the over in that game. One more here is TCU taking on North Texas. Got the Frogs here on the road coming in 5 and 3, favored by 8. North Texas has won 4 straight. They're 7 and 2 overall. Yes, the better talent probably here on TCU for sure, but still there's a lot of points for a team that comes in here like North Texas with a good record here right now. The widely reported steam came in on TCU, and it also came in on the over here. In fact, we gotta update this number. It's 136 here, it looks like. But and the side's gone up to 9.5. Oh boy. Seen some movement on these Sunday lines for sure today. This one is being played in a neutral site or a semi-neutral site as well, I believe. Let's see what you got here in this one, and I'll make my call here with North Texas and TCU. I'm gonna take North Texas plus these points. I'm not gonna trust this team at 9.5. Give me North Texas here against TCU. I'll take 9.5 points. TCU in a bounce back for Cash Kane. TCU first half for Blake. Maybe an under here for Blake as well. I've got to get to the hockey, man, and get this show on the road. We'll just run them down real quick with this hockey schedule today. And we're going to go right to it. Avalanche taking on the Flyers here in this one. You've got Avalanche here, substantial favorite on the road, $1.65 total, 6.5 under 20, maybe 6 over 20 feels like the more appropriate line, the more accurate line here. And the side might be down to $1.60, but I'll just leave it up there as such here at this point. Colorado's on the road, taking on the Flyers here. Colorado still 22-6. Philadelphia, meanwhile, 15-8-3. Philadelphia's still playing pretty well here of late. Wins over Buffalo, New Jersey, the Islanders, and Florida. They lost to Pittsburgh. Colorado, meanwhile, played the Rangers there last night, got the win, 3-2 in a shootout. Wasn't easy, but they did get it done. It was overtime. Sorry, it was overtime. Colorado still continuing to mash at this point. No end in sight. But still, you're on this road trip right now for Colorado. Third straight city here. They finally tasted defeat on this trip. Colorado's won 4 of the last 5 games against Philadelphia here. Colorado 15-12 is a puck line favorite, but Philadelphia 14-4 as a puck line underdog. Still, if you want to take Flyers on the puck line, it's minus $1.85. I don't know if I wanted. I'm just going to take the Avalanche on the money line, $1.55. Still rolling here. I know they're favored. I'm going to have to take Colorado still here to keep it going. Just feels like they're just so strong. Cash Kane will lay it, $1.85 puck line here. Blake likes the over in this one. Could the Avs be tired here? Hasn't stopped them before, it seems like, right? Next up, let's get it going here next with the Sharks on the road taking on the Hurricanes. And you've got the Sharks here, 13-3-3. Canes are 17-8-2. San Jose's lost 8 straight games to Carolina. They've dropped 5 straight on the road here right now. Carolina's won their last 6 meetings at home against the Sharks, but still you're talking about 325 here where Sharks are, dramatically improved this year. We know that. So maybe we're dealing in the past a little bit with a line like this. Carolina's playing pretty strong here. Probably one of the top 5 teams in the league here right now. Freddie Anderson going here, it looks like, against Askarov with this one. All right. Man, that is a big number, 325 or whatever it is, especially considering what we've been seeing here. It feels like of late. Carolina's 10-4 to the over at home. Yeah, San Jose is a little bit of an underdog proposition, especially of late. San Jose has gone under in 11 of their last 15. 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two have gone under. But I just think Carolina at home, when you're 10-4 to the over, I'm going to take the over right now. Like I said, San Jose a little bit of over team, or I should say 6 overs, 6 unders on the road, but overall they're an under team in general. So Pitt just got steamed in basketball just now. Let's pass this one along real quick. Pitt was an 8-point favorite here in their game today at home. They're up to, it looks like maybe 9.5 here right now against Hofstra. Steam came in on Pitt and also came in earlier on the over in that game, but Pitt just got steamed here right now. Right, I'm on the over here with San Jose and Carolina. Next up, it'll be the Islanders on the road on a 3-game winning streak here right now. Islanders with Rittich in there today, going up here against the Panthers and Tarasov. In this one, Florida was on a pretty big losing streak until they were able to win last time out. They defeated Columbus in that wild 7-6 game last night. But now they've got to come back here and play a little bit on the back-to-back. But Islanders also played yesterday, and they shut out Tampa Bay 2-0. So Islanders a pretty big dog here on the road. They do pretty well in, here of late, but they still are 4-8 straight up last 12 in this series. Like I said, Islanders pretty good of late. They've won 10 of their last 15 here in this one. Florida's gone over in 5 of their last 7, but the Islanders have gone under in 10 of their last 12 games coming into this one. And I know the Sharps are going to be on the under here, but I don't know if that's the way this one's necessarily. Let's see. Islanders have gone under in 5 straight. 4 of the last 6 in this series has gone over. In fact, I got to update that line, though. It's 6 over 20 pretty much. Oh, there we go. And the line here is about maybe it's down to $1.60 here with the Panthers. There we go. All right. Yeah, Islanders on the Islanders are definitely pretty stiff under here right now. Despite some, Florida 14-10 to the over as a favorite, Islanders 7-11 to the under as a dog. I'm going to take the under here with the Islanders in Florida for sure in this one. Give me the under in this one. All right, Panthers money line here for cash game. Blake likes the under in this one. Okay, next up, Penguins on the road taking on the Stars. Got another big favorite here. Is it really $2.95 now? It's gone up. No, it's gone way down.
Steam play.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Merrimack is taking some steam here right now on the college basketball board to let you know when these moves come in. Merrimack against Fairfield, there were 2.5 going up to 3.5 or more. Merrimack just took the steam against Fairfield Stags. All right, Pittsburgh and Dallas. Look, a pretty big move here to the under right now. It's down to $1.60 or so here. I don't know if it was ever $1.90. I don't know what I was typing in there. Total here is 6 over 20. And maybe it's gone down here a little bit. See how you have this one. Pittsburgh 14-7-5. Dallas, meanwhile, comes in 19-5-5. One of the best teams in the league, but Pittsburgh's been playing well here of late. Does feel like a little bit of a discount. Pittsburgh, like I said, playing well so far. Pittsburgh did win the last meeting. It's kind of been a one-sided series between the two. Dallas has actually won 4 of the last 5 between the two teams. 7 of the last 9 between the two teams have gone under. Maybe this is a discount here for Dallas. Dallas 9-4 straight up at home, but Pittsburgh's done a nice job on the road. Oh, man, I'll just have to take Dallas here as another big favorite today. These lines are a little bit nowhere land. So I'll just lay the favorite here with Dallas minus $1.60. Looks good when you win. Not when you lose on a favorite like this, but I'll take Dallas over Pittsburgh here. It's been a good run for Pittsburgh. Still doing pretty well. All right, next up, Blues and Canadians here. You got the Canadians $1.35, $1.45, total 5.5 here. 6. I'm sorry, but the Blues come in here. The Blues come in here 10, 12, and 7. Montreal 15, 9, and 3. Canadians have won 2 in a row here with wins over Toronto and Winnipeg. Sorry, gang. St. Louis here has lost 5 of the last 6 meetings at Montreal. St. Louis has gone under in 9 of their last 11, including 7 of their last 8 on the road. But Montreal has been a hardcore over here right now with 15 of their last 19 going over. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, and it looks like 5.5 right there right now. Maybe let's update it to 6 under 15 because I want to go over. And that's what I'll do. Give me the over in this one between St. Louis and Montreal. I'll take the over here. St. Louis is 3-11 to the under as a dog, just to be clear. But Montreal 10-4 to the over at home, 8-5 to the over as a favorite. I'll take the over. Canadians here for Blake. We're almost done here with the morning steam show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here. Have a great football day, and we can't wait. I mean, if we wait 20 minutes, we might get the. Should we stick around for 20 minutes and get those college matchups? Blue Jackets. I want to watch it in private. Okay. Blue Jackets and Caps here in this one. You got the Caps, a big favorite here, of course, $2 or so total, 6.5 in this one. And Capitals here starting to click again. They did lose the last time out, though, coming in here off of a loss to Anaheim a couple nights ago. Columbus, meanwhile, lost to Florida last time out. Columbus is just 3-11. Their last 14 against Washington here. Washington's just 10-10 as a puck line favorite. Columbus is 14-5 as a puck line underdog coming into this one. Looks like Jet Greaves going up against Thompson here. I think Columbus hangs in here. Watch out. Just watch out in this one. It could be an upset tonight. I'll take what's Columbus's puck line. If it's over $1.75, it's $1.50. I'll take that, but I'm going to sprinkle this puck line. I'm going to sprinkle this money line here. Watch out today. Columbus is live here, in my opinion. I'll take them at plus 1.5, minus 150 here, but they might score here. I might be having a little bit of under regret, but I'm going to take Columbus here. I think we might spring this one. Caps here for Cash Kane. Blake's got a request with Navy and Air Force. We got to honor that, don't we? Yeah, I got to be off the air here and make some get my bets in. And I'm going to send out a college package of afternoon games here. But let's see here. I'll just call it. I won't do a little preview there, but for Blake here, let me see what I've got anyway. It's the only game at noon, so okay, that's not bad. But let's see, is it 9.5 still, or is it up to 10? It's up to 10.5. It's 10 and 133. Wow, it's really gone down there. That total in their Air Force and Navy. I mean, I could see why. So I'm going to do Blake asked for. So I like Navy here to blow out Air Force. I'm going to take Navy late 10, but I also do like that under. I know it's all the way down here to 134. Is that what it is? 133 here? Wow. what a score here, right? If you think about it. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give Navy the win here. I'll say it's going to be 72. I'm going to say it's 70 to 56. 70 to 56 Navy. Exact score prediction for Blake. All right, Golden Knights taking on the Rangers here in this one. Good game here. Rangers are at home, so you know what to do, right? You got to take the Golden Knights. If the Rangers are at home, you got to fade them. I mean, that's just the way it's been going down here this season. They are, oh man, the Golden Knights are minus $1.65 here, even $1.70. That might even scare me off of a pick here on the show, but again, I don't want any part of the Rangers here, so I'll take the Golden Knights minus 1 goal. Give me the Knights minus 1 here in this one. One last game here, guys. Thank you for joining me, everybody. I know we're going kind of fast here. Blackhawks and the Ducks late. Man, the Ducks are $2 favorites against. These are kind of similar teams, aren't they? I know the Ducks have the little bit better record for sure, sitting in first place and all. But I don't know. Seems like Blackhawks have played well enough this year. Blackhawks have won 6 of their last 8 in here at Anaheim. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, although Anaheim's gone over in 5 straight. Chicago's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games overall. I think I'm going to go with the over here. Anaheim 6-1 to the over as a favorite. They're a pretty big favorite. Give me the over here with Chicago and Anaheim. All right, I know we ran through those, but hey, I'm going to get going here and get ready for my football day. Join me over at the Nuke the House Sports Betting channel on YouTube, NTH Sports Picks, for a preview at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific time. Holden Kushner and I are going to run you right up to kickoff here on a great early slate of games, and then the Bears and the Cubs. And we'll be here tonight, too, with Razor Sharp Picks in conjunction with Sports Money. Mike, tell us what's going on here and get my picks over at winnable.com.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, get more plays from me today over at winnable.com. Hopefully we gave you a bunch of winners here. You can get free plays from me, but it's just how you support me here on the channel. Win the free plays right now if you win this drawing. Here's everyone that commented today. Justin, Nuke, Dave, Art Tom's chosen one. Trey Berry was here. Greg Gibson wins again. Greg, if you ever figure out how to sign up, I'm going to give you 2 months of subscription. Thank you, Greg. Go to winnable.com/Ramon, Greg. This is how you do it. You go over there and to winnable.com/Ramon. Enter the promo code WINNER. Very easy. And that's for 1 month, and I'll go in there and give you more. Greg, you do such an incredible job for us. I got to have you hooked up over there at winnable.com. Really appreciate it. I thought Greg had to be signed up by now, but I guess he's not. All right. Thanks, everybody. That's it for the morning steam. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Mikey tonight with Razor and I. Join us. It's going to be great for that game tonight between Houston and Kansas City. Should be awesome. All right. And catch me over there in 90 minutes as well. Or I'm sorry, in 45 minutes or so over on the Nuke the House channel. That's going to do it. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. Have a great football sports betting day.
That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.